Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing a Ram Rebel GT. Now before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Young Dodge Ram here in Layton for giving me some time with this Rebel. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a twin turbo 3-liter inline 6 that goes through an 8-speed, fuel economy 17 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 469 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you guys can see how you've got all the vents all over, which I think are really cool. And then 1500 SST, it's all blacked out. You got the new style of headlights as well. You can see the Ram logo is also blacked out. You've got the blacked out bumper here, skid plate, you got fog lights, parking sensors, tow hooks. It has it all. Now the Rebel comes with 33s wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear. And with this one, you can see the wheels are completely blacked out, just like everything else on this particular truck. And then this is a new blue paint color. I can't remember the exact name, Forged, something like that, Forged blue. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking. We've got the trailer tow mirrors. You can see how it's blacked out at the bottom with the two-tone. You've got the fixed side steps on this one. And then, let's take a look at the rear suspension because it'll kind of show things. We do have air suspension with this one, and then you got the Bilstein shocks as standard. So here's your side profile with the GT package. And with the key fob, we have our lock and unlock, tailgate drop down. Just press that a couple times. Air suspension lowering. You got your remote start, Ram logo. You can see GT there on the side. And then we've got bed liner from the factory. We also have a tonneau cover with this one from the factory. LED lights here. We've got an outlet. But yeah, 5'7" box. Pretty cool setup. And then it is power up as well, and it's very quick. Probably the quickest in the truck industry. Got the new style of tail lights here. Blacked out exhaust tips. You've got the little bumper step there as well. But oh, also LED cab light. That's nice. Now let's pop inside. Blacked out door handle. Pretty cool. We've got nice trim here at the top. You can see with the stitching goes across in the suede down below, and then more stitching there. Harman Kardon sound system. And then here are the seats. You got the leather seats here with this, perforated all down the center. Storage underneath the seat as well, which it's got some cleaning stuff on it, so it's kind of slippery. Ice buckets. Got storage there on the back of the seat. Cup holders here. Heated seats, USBs, we've got an outlet as well, and tons of space, so tons of legroom, tons of headroom. It's a full-size pickup truck, so it's very practical. So yeah. And then popping up front, you can see again with all of the soft touch here, the suede, got our memory seat function. Front two windows are automatic, the mirrors power fold in, and you can see we've got the trailer style, so you can also extend them out as well. Power, which is cool. Blind spot monitoring. Payload's 1280, GT there on the seat, but again, nice leather bucket type seats. Power adjustments on the side. You get fancy pedals with the GT. Pedal adjustment, and then you get your light controls too. Take a look at the steering wheel. It's perforated on either side, and you got nice soft touch trim there, the top and at the bottom. This is kind of cool. Paddle shifters, like the RHO and TRX on the back. We've got radio controls in the center area there. This has Ram's new like steering system with the adaptive cruise control, so it basically drives itself, basically. Got controls for center, turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then full digital gauge cluster here, which pretty cool how you can change the information. You can also go from analog to digital with the viewpoint, but shows you basic truck info, and then this one also has a heads-up display. Fancy pants trim all across the dash. Again, Harman Kardon sound system. You can see that continues across. And yeah, it's got the passenger screen system, and at least this is nice trim down there. 360 camera system, really good resolution. The one downside about Ram's 360 camera is just the size of it, but the resolution's really sharp. And then yeah, big infotainment system. Still have climate controls on either side, still have radio controls. But notice more stuff is in the screen now, so like air suspension if you want to adjust that. Well, that's now on the screen. Parking sensors, trailer steering, trailer brake controls, part of it's integrated. And then overall response time of the screen is pretty okay. See, that took quite a bit of time. Heated and ventilated seats with this package. Heated steering wheel too. Got our sport mode button there, which is very like large and in charge. But you also have the regular drive modes, and then you can see here with the off-road cruise control, you got your axle lock, auto stop start. You've got an advanced four-wheel drive system with two-wheel drive, four-wheel auto, high and low, all of that. Center console here with the Ram logo. Good storage. Like the little charts there. As always, this doesn't move. You still get storage behind, by the way. But yeah, this doesn't move because you do have the shifter here in the center with the GT package. We also have a bunch of little USB ports down below. You still have this for the cup holders, which is nice. Camera, rear view mirror, and then we've got a power sliding rear window, and then a giant sunroof. So here's our window sticker for this GT, and some of you are going to be saying just buy an RHO, and I understand that. So there's lots of options. The GT package itself is $3,000, but you can see everything else that's been added to this, including the upgraded fuel tank, air suspension, all that. Anyways, $85,890 is the MSRP. See how it performs. Well, let's set off in the GT. Apparently has an, what do they call it again? Passive cold end exhaust. It sounds a little bit louder than the, because the Hurricane's pretty darn quiet. It sounds a little bit louder, but it's not that rambunctious. Especially compared to the Hemi GT. The Hemi GT sounds pretty darn aggressive. This, on the other hand, is, well, not so much. But what this has over the Hemi is power. Now, I do think it's interesting that this has the standard output. I will say there's got to be piped in audio. It sounds a little bit too good with the acceleration there, but yeah, it's pretty nice. We'll just pop it straight in the sport mode because that's how you GT drivers are going to drive. Sport mode all the time, 12 miles per gallon. I know it. I like the steering wheel. Having the fancier, sporty steering wheel is cool. But yeah, with the air suspension, super comfortable truck. The Ram 1500, out of all of the manufacturers, I think still does the best job when it comes to luxury. The ride quality is just so good, even without the air suspension. Again, a big part of that's the rear springs and in the regular truck, and then the air springs in this truck. And I think it's also just the noise insulation that they have with the new Rams. Everything's just put together right where it just it's well insulated and it's comfortable. I mean, this would be a great daily driver. This makes me excited for the, I still haven't had a chance to test the new RHO, but this makes me really excited for the RHO, because this kind of, the GT has always been kind of like not quite the top, right? The Rebel GT, the previous one was kind of like not a TRX, but it's got some TRX elements, and this is kind of like not an RHO, but it's got some RHO elements. So yeah, it's got me a little bit excited for it. Kind of see how that all shakes out. But yeah, I like the drive so far. I'll get like another acceleration, and we'll kind of cap things off. We'll see the steering with this four-wheel drive auto is a little bit heavier. I gotta find somewhere to turn around. I have no clue where I am. I'll figure this out. So actually, you know, we'll have the acceleration be the last thing, but I'll start some things up now. So here's kind of my thoughts. Yeah, dead end, perfect. This will be a great place to turn around. So I think that everyone would probably agree that if you're looking at this and an RHO, you're gonna buy the RHO, because it's like, why the heck would you ever spend the money that it takes to buy this when you can get an RHO, which is objectively a better truck, but for the same amount of money, right? It's got the wide body, it's got the cool looks, it's got the Black Hawk shocks from Bilstein, right? It's got all the cool stuff. So I think that's the first thing to mention. And then the other thing is, man, I really wish that they could do a little bit more with this exhaust, because, you know, I understand they're limited by the fact that it's a 6-cylinder, but I don't know, they could have done something a little bit rowdier. So I guess if I were to have it my way, here's what I think Ram's lineup should look like price-wise. That would make sense with where the RHO is, what the RHO offers, and then where that's priced at. I think the RHO pricing actually makes all the sense in the world. I think it's just the rest of the truck lineup that's a little bit funky all over the place. So what I'd say price point wise is this should be like 70-ish, so like fully loaded decked out Rebel 70, because then when someone goes in, then here's what the math would look like. Okay, do I want to get the crazy Raptor like Ram, right, the RHO, and spend, if I want to get similar features to a fully loaded Rebel, you're going to spend 10 to 15 grand more? Or do I want to get a fully loaded Rebel for less money? Yeah, that's got to be piped in. There's no way. Maybe it's not, but it sounds too good to not be piped in. Anyways, so that would be the equation there, is basically, do you want a fully loaded Rebel or a base model RHO for the same price? I think that would make the most logical sense to where things are at in the market, but then also just to buyers. And that's what a lot of other manufacturers do. I mean, Ford's a good example. So the Raptor starts at 80 grand. A fully decked out Ford F-150 Tremor is about 80 grand. So it's kind of like, do you want the entry-level Raptor or do you want a decked out Ford Tremor for the same amount of money? So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think about the Rebel GT, and hopefully I'll see you guys in an RHO review soon.